Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're watching this video, welcome to Breathe Within Yoga. My name is Julianne Duffy. Today we're going to do another gentle practice. So I recommend if you have a strap or a rolled up towel or a belt, grab that. We will probably use it for the class today. And a thick bolster or an extra blanket is always great to have on hand if you want to use it as we go through the practice. So today we're going to start with a focus on our breath. And we're going to work on a pranayama, the breath work. And we're going to do a specific yogic breath called Sun Penetrating. I am not even going to attempt the name because I destroy all of the Sanskrit names. What we're going to do here is we're going to inhale through our right nostril and we're going to exhale through our left. And we're going to do it for a count of 4 for our inhale, and we're going to exhale for a count of 12, so 3 times longer than our inhale. We're going to go through 10 rounds of that to center and focus ourselves today. So let's get comfortable, sitting up tall, lengthening through the spine, belly button to spine, pulling up on the pelvis, strong midsection. Let's bring those shoulders up towards the ears and let them roll down the back, keeping the chest open, shoulders away from the ears, and then elongating the spine, chin is level. Now we're going to grab our hand. We're going to start with, we traditionally do it on my right, so I'm going to be mirroring you. You're going to be doing the opposite side, but you want to do it with your right hand. We're going to use our pinky and our thumb. So the rest of the fingers are going to be closed down. And we're going to inhale through the right nostril as we plug the left with our pinky finger. So we're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a moment and then plug the right side as we exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And let that go. So it's quite a long period. So if it does become a little too long, do not worry. We're just going to try to go inhale and then exhale for 3 times as long as the inhale. So we can even go with a count of 3 and then exhale with a count of 9. So I'll walk you through the count of 4 just to get you an idea of how that is. But if that pace is too fast or too slow, you're welcome to do 3 for the inhale and 9 for the exhale. So let's get ourselves prepared, sitting up tall, lengthening through the spine. We'll plug the left nostril with the pinky as we inhale through the right for 1, 2, 3, 4. Plug the right side. Slowly exhale for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plug the left. Inhale through the right for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. Exhale for left for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Plug the left. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4 through the right side. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plug the left. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Plug it. Exhale 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plug the left side. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a moment. Plug that right as we exhale through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's release the right hand, bring it down. We did 5. We'll do another 5 after, but let's take a moment here, just realigning. Close the eyes if you need to. Deep breath in. Gentle exhale. Just noticing how it feels to bring that awareness to the breath and do that specific pranayama, that sun penetrating breath, connecting just a little more to source, and then letting that breath go. Let's add a little movement, but we will come back to that breath work a little bit later in our practice. So let's come back up, sitting tall. If your legs are crossed, let's change them going the opposite way. So we'll switch which leg is on the top and which is on the bottom. If your legs are straight, just let them be straight. And we're going to come through some seated cat and cows. So we'll let the hands land onto the shins or the thighs, lengthening through the spine, opening through the chest, let the neck open, let the top of the head come back, imagining your tailbone and the top of the head could touch. And then as we exhale, round chin to chest, letting the breath go. Eyes can be open or closed. Let's do that again. Another deep, full breath. We'll feel the torso expand with this deep inhale. And then as we exhale, gently rounding, letting that go. Let that breath release. Let's go 2 more times. Deep, full inhale. Let the spine start to move. Shoulders away from the ears. Gentle, slow exhale, letting the breath go. Last time here. Deep, full breath. Open through the front of the body. Tailbone and top of the head. Imagine they touch. Belly comes forward. And then as we exhale here, we're someone squeezing out that last little bit of breath as we release. And back up, sitting tall. Perfect. Let's drop our left ear towards our left shoulder. We can bring our left hand on the top of the head just to stretch into the neck. If that feels good. If that's too much, just let the ear come towards the shoulder. Let's take another deep, full breath into the shoulder, into the neck. And then as we exhale, the eyes can be closed as we gently come back through center. Lengthening, strong core, belly button to spine, pulling up in the pelvis. And then as we exhale, letting the opposite ear come to the opposite shoulder. So this time it's our right ear towards the right shoulder, feeling that stretch into the left side. Again, if you'd like, bring this time the right hand to the top of the head to take the stretch a little bit deeper. One more deep, full breath, sitting up tall. As we exhale, let that hand come off if it's on your head. And slowly on the next inhale, we'll come back through center. Perfect. Let's make our way briefly through all fours. We're going to come to standing today. That's why we're upright today, so you can hopefully see me. But let's make our way through to all fours. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. Through our tabletop position, toes can be tucked. Spread those fingers nice and wide. We're going to curl those toes under as we bring those seated bones back towards our ankles as we let the knees come off the mat, coming into a downward facing dog or upside down V. Can lengthen out. We're trying to push into the pads of the hands. Maybe we bend the left and the right leg. We won't be here too long. Strong core, belly button to spine. And then we're going to gently start to walk the feet and the hands to meet. So we're coming to the center of our mat. Just let everything be heavy into a forward fold. And we're going to slowly start to make our way up through to standing. Let the chin be heavy. Deep breath in. Exhaling. On the next inhale, we'll rotate our arms overhead. Lengthening through the torso, strong core still, belly button towards the spine. Exhale, bringing hands to heart center. Perfect. So we should be standing up, and we're going to find some wall space today. So we're going to find part of our wall. We're going to place our hands just really essentially where our shoulders would be. We're going to place our hands onto the wall to start. And then we're going to start to walk our hands back as we walk our arms down just a bit until we get into our tabletop position. So what we want to do is we want to bend the knees. We're pushing out through the tailbone, lengthening through the torso, belly button to spine. Our arms are long, pushing against the wall. So we got that beautiful stretch. Shoulders are away from the ears. We're gazing to the floor. Little bend in the knees so we're not locking the joints. Feeling that beautiful stretch into the shoulders and into the back. Core is still strong. Belly button to spine, pulling up on the pelvis. If it feels comfortable, let the head drop between the ears, stretching through the neck. Let's take another deep, full breath. Let the torso expand. Exhale. Imagine there's a little more space to fold forward, kind of come forward a little more through the arms, the shoulders, the torso, maybe into the legs if they're quite tight. Bend the knees more if you need to. Bend the knees, push out through that tailbone. One more breath here. And then we're going to slowly start to walk ourselves back towards the wall, lengthening through the arms. Take a moment, shake it out. Perfect. Let's stretch into our biceps and shoulders, chest area. So with the wall, I'm going to start with my left, which is your right. So we'll go with the right. Right arm hand is going to come onto the wall. Bringing the right arm towards the wall as we start to open our chest forward. So we're feeling that beautiful stretch into the shoulder, arm, neck, back. Little bend in the knees. We're trying to keep our hips forward in front of us as we open, using that wall to assist opening deep into the chest. Let's take a deep breath here. Gentle, slow exhale. One more breath. And then as we exhale, we'll slowly release, and we'll do the other side. So I'll come and do it on this wall. So this time it's going to be your left arm, or placing it against the wall. Trying to get the left arm as flat as we can as we open our chest forward, hips are facing that same direction. And then we're gonna sit, lengthen through the torso. And then as we exhale, we're just opening through that chest, that shoulder. Deep breath in. Feel that beautiful stretch into the chest, the neck, the shoulders, the upper back. And then as we take our next breath, we'll slowly again release, let that arm come down and shake it out. Perfect. I love the wall. There's a lot we can do, but I just want to add in a couple things today with the wall. In our standing, let's come to a little bit of balancing while we're here. So we're gonna, if you need to be near the wall, keep yourself near the wall. We're gonna have about the 2 fists between our feet. We're gonna spread our toes nice and wide, lengthen through the torso. Again, so it's pulling right from the top of the head. Strong core, belly button to spine, pulling up on the pelvis. Let's bring our shoulders up towards our ears, up and roll down the spine. Arms are long, fingers are pointing towards the floor. We're gonna ground our right foot as we let our left leg start to come up. We're gonna see if we can get it to about hip height, the knee up to about hip height if we can. If it doesn't go there, do not worry. And of course, you're welcome to have an arm onto the wall. Strong core, belly button to spine. Lengthening through the torso. So from here, we're going to come into some stretches into the quad. So kind of like a hurdler's balance pose. So you can go to any point you'd like. You can stay right here if this is where you want to be. Or we're going to start to bring that left knee, or the left knee towards the floor as the left heel comes back. And we imagine maybe you could touch our glute. We're going to reach back. If we can, we're going to grab the ankle. Now if we can't, we'll just imagine. Staying right here is perfect. If we can, we're grabbing around the ankle, the foot, lengthening through the torso, still standing tall. Again, the arm can be on the wall if needed. Now, if the other arm is free, we're going to let that arm gently float up towards the ceiling, lengthening through that arm. Strong core, belly button to spine. The left knee is pointing towards the floor. Now, if you're feeling really strong today, we're going to make our way up to dancer's pose. Now, you're welcome to stay right here. There's nothing wrong. Stay right here. Or we start to bring the torso parallel to the mat, lengthening through that right arm. And then the left foot is starting to push away from us. So we're pulling the left foot, but then we're kind of almost pulling the left foot towards us as we push the left foot away. So it's a contradictory force. So you can feel it really open, the hips, the quads. Find that non-moving spot. Feeling that beautiful stretch. Let's take one more moment, no matter where you're at. On the next breath, if you're forward, you're going to bring your torso up, lengthen through the arm. Take a moment here. We'll release the left leg. See if we can bring it back and forward. If you're not there already, see if you can hover it. And gently let it come to the floor. Shake that out. Perfect. So we're going to do that on the other side. So we're grounding that left foot this time. The right leg comes up again. Maybe we hover at about 90 degrees or anywhere in between. Just follow what feels most appropriate. It's very important while we're here that we avoid falling backwards. We want that strong core, belly button to spine, pulling up on the pelvis. We're being elongated right through the top of the head. And on our grounded foot, our left foot, the pad of the toes, the outside pinky part of the foot, the heel are grounded as we pull up through the arch of the foot. And then once again, stay right here. Use the wall as you need to for assistance. If you want to come into your dancers or hurdlers first, into a dancer's pose. We can start to bring that right foot back, grabbing the right ankle with the right foot. Again, elongating, strong core, shoulder away from the ear. The other arm can be out to the side, towards the ceiling. And then once again, you've got your options. If you want to come into dancers, you can start to bring that torso parallel to the floor. Start to push through that right leg. So the right leg is pushing away as we pull it towards us. Beautiful opening to the shoulder, in the quad, front of the leg, back of the leg, the hips, lengthening through that through the left fingers forward to the top of our mat or wherever we're pointing. Let's take another deep, full breath here. Strong core as we gently bring ourselves back up, lengthening through the torso. Take one moment here. We'll gently release the leg if we haven't yet. Challenging ourselves so you can bring it up to that 90 degrees. Feeling strong and balanced in our standing leg. And letting that come to the floor. Perfect. Let's shake that out. So let's make our way back down to the mat. We're going to finish up with some relaxing poses here. So from the top, we'll come right to the top of our mat. Spread those toes nice and wide. We're going to do a half vinyasana to get to the floor. Deep breath in, bend those knees, let those arms stretch over towards the ceiling. Lifting out of your hips as we come into a forward fold. So let yourself come into a forward fold, reaching towards the floor. You're going to place your hands on the outside of your feet, and we're going to step back into plank, lower the knees to the mat if you need to, or keep those legs strong. Fingers are spread nice and wide. We're gonna bring our torso right to the floor. So we're just gonna come right onto our belly, lying on our chest. We're gonna leave our hands where they are as we come through a cobra. So we're gonna peel the chest up off the mat, shoulders away from the ears. We're balancing on those hip bones, tucking our tailbone. Hands are just hovering over the mat. Another deep, full breath. Exhale, release. Let's curl our toes and take a moment in child's pose. We're gonna open those knees nice and wide. Let the toes touch as we bring our seated bones back. Let the arms come long. Let the forehead come to the mat. Take a moment here. So once again, come into our deep, full breath. Let the torso expand. Feel the inhale come into your body this morning, afternoon, evening. And let that breath go as you sink a little more forward towards the floor. Let's take another deep, full breath. Let everything expand, lengthening through the arms and the torso. And then let the breath take you just a little closer to the mat, finding that just micromillimeter of space in the breath and in this pose. On our next inhale, we'll slowly push ourselves away from the floor. Sitting up tall, let's bring ourselves through to seated. And we're gonna come through a really nice opening. We're gonna grab our bolster or rolled up blanket. I've shown you this before. You just pretty much make it look like a Swiss roll. Just roll it up so it kind of looks like it's a shape. We're gonna place our bolster or rolled up towel in the same direction as the long edge of our mat. It's going to support our spine today. So I've done this one before in the restorative classes. We're just going to place our bolster or our blanket right against the tailbone as we allow the torso to completely be supported. So the spine is right over the bolster. We're going to tuck our chin. The legs. Now you can have your legs crossed if this feels good, opening into the hips. If that's a little much or you don't want to do that, you can have the bottoms of the feet together in a Baddha Konasana. And if you do have extra blanket, pillow, anything, you can always put it under the legs to support them. Legs can also just be straight out in front of you. So whatever feels most appropriate. For this pose, I'm going to cross my legs. That feels really nice, opening into my hip flexors here today. So that's what I'm going to choose. And while we're here, we're going to rock our left and our right shoulder over the bolster. We're going to elongate through the spine. Chin is slightly tucked. Let the back of the arms be supported by the floor. Palms can face towards the ceiling. And we're going to take this beautiful moment and this opportunity to come to a breath. So we're going to stay in this pose as I adjust to talk you through this pose here. So as we take our next inhale, we're going to take that moment to notice how the breath comes into the body. So notice while we're lying in this position, supported by our bolster or our blanket, just notice how we start to increase, rise off the floor. And then as we exhale, we just let that go, sinking into the bolster. Maybe our right and our left shoulders can just melt that little more over, opening a little bit deeper. Let's take another deep, full breath here. Let that torso completely expand, and then slowly let that go. Notice with each inhale, you're starting to come just out of the pose. You start to create some space as you take that inhale. And then as you exhale, you're finding those little cracks, that little bit of space that you can just release into melting that little bit more. One last deep focused breath here. Let the torso expand. As we exhale, just letting that all go. Feel yourself completely absorbing over the bolster at this time. So now we're going to bring our awareness back to the breath we did before. So we're going to do it in this pose while we're lying and supported on the bolster. We're going to grab our right hand again. We're going to let our ring finger, pointer finger, and middle finger be folded under. We're gonna breathe in. So again, this is the count where we can either do 3 or 4 to breathe in for through the right nostril. We take a moment, and then we're gonna transition by plugging the right nostril and exhaling for 3 times as long as the inhale. So this time, because I did walk you through quite a deep breath last time with the 4s, I'll walk you through a set of 3 to inhale and a set of 9 to exhale. So preparing, making sure your right hand is ready while we're still supported and lying on our bolster. We're going to plug our left nostril with our pinky finger, and we're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3. Plug that right side. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plug that left side. Deep inhale for the right for 1, 2, 3. Plug that right. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plug the left. 1, 2, 3 through the right side. Plug that. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plug that left side. Last time. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Plug that right side as we exhale, counting backwards this time. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the right hand, let it come down to the side. Notice how you feel now. Now that we've done that round of that focused sun penetrating breath, just notice how it feels in your body and your mind. Maybe you feel like you can just open up a little more, release just a micromillimeter more here in that pose for just these last few moments. And then we're going to slowly start to maneuver off of the bolster. So when you're ready, we'll start to extend those legs if you haven't. Let them go straight. We're going to roll off to the right, coming to our recovery. So we're just going to roll off to the bolster. Let the bolster slide behind as we come over to our right side in our recovery. Let's check in, notice how we feel. And then let's come right to lying on our back. So coming to lying on our back, we're going to make sure you do have your strap nearby. Let's use that just before we come into our Savasana and our little bit of a guided focus there. So coming to lying on the back, take a moment, hug those knees into the chest. And we're going to finish with our candlestick pose. So we're going to grab our strap, place both feet around the strap, or around the strap, put the strap around both feet. Grab evenly with the right and left hand. We're going to bend those knees, start to extend through the heels, lengthening the legs. Rock the right and the left shoulder under. So the chest is open, and we're again elongating through the spine. Chin is slightly tucked. Deep breath in here. So as we inhale, feel the torso expand. As we exhale, maybe imagine we can lengthen through the back of the legs just a little more. Again, mindful that we don't lock the knees. We don't want to do that. And there is no tension into the shoulders, the arms. So making sure that those arms are just here. We're using the arms as a weight. The eyes can be closed, or we're gazing towards our toes and the ceiling. Let's take another deep, full breath here. Let the breath slowly escape. Another deep, full inhale. Let that torso expand as we've been working on for many weeks. Full, deep breath through the chest, the belly, the obliques. And then let that breath slowly escape. We'll do 2 more deep, focused breaths. Another deep inhale. Slow, gentle exhale. Last time. Let the lungs expand as much as possible. Breathe into the chest, into the belly, the sides, the back of the body. Notice the entire torso filled with this deep, full breath. And then as we exhale, we'll release the strap, let that breath slowly go. Let the legs stay up for just a moment here, kind of lengthening for just an extra moment. And then we'll let the knees bend, bringing them into the chest. Rock it out. And it's time to transition into our Savasana, our final resting for our mini-guided meditation, and just taking that opportunity to just let our body absorb our practice. So let yourself start to come to a lying position. Again, rock the right and the left shoulders under. Let the back of the arms be supported by the floor, the mat, the palms facing towards the sky. The legs, they might be bent. Maybe just let the legs flop open, whatever feels comfortable. And once again, let's just take a deep, full breath. And then let that go. Today, as we come through our next breath, we want to think about the words that we say to ourselves. We're going to start to shine a light over the next few practices on our self-talk, what we say to ourselves. And noticing the things that we say and how we should maybe transition these into a more positive thing for the same outcome. So what I mean by that is, for example, if you say, I don't want whatever scenario. So for example, I don't want to be stuck in my house. Well, how we create, how we manifest is what we put our energy into. And all that source hears is that end thing. It doesn't pick up the content of don't. It doesn't really matter if that's positive, negative, what that intent is. All it picks up is what we put the intent into, which would be, I don't like being at home. So I don't like being trapped in my house or whatever that is. Now, we're putting energy into that. So inadvertently, we're creating it by saying we don't want this to happen. And you know that because many times, many of us have, maybe not everybody, but I know I've had the opportunity of sending out multiple times something I didn't want to happen and then have it actually be created. And is that really just because that's where I was putting my energy? Instead of what I actually wanted to create, I was putting the fear into what I didn't want to happen. So that's what we're going to look at. We're going to take these opportunities to start reflecting. So the first one I want to think about is anytime we bring up, I don't want. So maybe as we're laying in our Savasanas, we're contemplating, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of, I don't want? What is it? There's usually something that easily comes up. Notice it. Now we're going to rephrase this into, I prefer. Now when you think of it this way, of that situation, what do you prefer to have happen of that situation, that thing that you didn't want to create? What do you prefer? I prefer to be able to travel easily whenever I want. So then this is where I'll add the little challenge for you as we go forward. As we go forward over these next few hours and days, we want to start to become the observer of some of the thoughts that we have. And whenever we notice something like, I don't want, that negative, that wall, that resistance, let's see if we can immediately notice it. Because as soon as we notice it, we can then transmute that energy and rephrase it. So whatever this is that you don't want, that maybe you've been saying more regularly, what is it that you actually want? I want my children to listen. I want peace. I prefer to be at ease. So let's rephrase whatever came up that I don't want. Let's see the words I prefer and then that you do want. Put the intention right there. What is it? Let's repeat it internally. See those words. Feel them come in as we see them come in. I prefer to be at ease. I prefer to be able to travel easily when I want to. What is it that you prefer? You see those words, you repeat them internally, and then we just let them go to be created. See them once again come in, feel them, let yourself resonate with these words of I prefer, and whatever it is. Hold it for a moment. And then as you let it go with the exhale, notice that you're putting your intention to is going out to be created around you. Now, if you'd like to stay here with this focus for the next few moments, you're welcome to continue to bring in the I prefer and what you want to create. Or just let yourself slowly dissipate and gently release into stillness for these last few moments. Slowly, we let go. If we were still hearing the I prefer, we just gently over the next exhale, let that slowly dissipate one final time to be created. And we all start to come back to our body, whether we just wandered away or stayed focused. We start to wiggle our fingers and toes. Take a deep, full breath, let the torso expand. And then over the next few moments, we'll gently, once again, roll over to our right, coming into our recovery. Mindful of the space around us, we don't run into anything. One final moment to check in, notice how we feel at the end of our practice today, where our state of mind is. And as we've done many times, set that intention of letting that resonate and sink within your being, knowing you can always come back to the mat in this practice to connect and recenter. And we'll slowly start to make our way up through to seated. Lengthening through the torso again, let's activate that core as we close the eyes and reach the arms overhead for one final time today. Let the hands touch as the thumbs come down, pointing towards the heart center. And we just sit here in this final moment, resonating with how we feel. And then thanking ourselves for taking this opportunity to practice, whether it's our morning or afternoon or evening. Whenever you came to this mat, we thank ourselves for being here to help heal and serve ourselves and each other. Namaste. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's practice. Please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. It really helps if you give me a like, subscribe, share this with other people that might benefit. And yeah, maybe if I get some viewers, that'll give me more freedom with this. So please support me, and I'll be here to make some more videos, I guess. And again, as always, stay grounded, stay sane, and We'll make it. We will make it. It's coming back down to becoming self-reliant, connecting with each other again. And I highly recommend, if you're not yet, start planning. Plant some containers. If you live in a condo or an apartment building, get some container plants going. Start gardening. Start getting seedlings going. Like, I know it's really cold in Canada for most of us, so I'm not planting much outside yet, not where I'm located, but I'm pretty much going from this to go start working on my seedlings in my garden and start getting all that stuff that I've been working on. So stay grounded, stay focused, be proactive. Take this time to start being reliant on yourself. Namaste.